Beautiful Thursday, you guys. Hi, welcome back to Jason Unleashed. I'm Jason Carter, your host. Of course, you guys are on my Instagram. So glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone's doing well. The end of the week is almost here. Another week in quarantine. And I felt like I had to give you a show with someone who is incredible and we watch him daily. Millions of people are just enamored with this guy. I am talking about Justin Sylvester, co-host of Daily Pop on E! News and E! News correspondent. He is here in the building today. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. I don't have any other superlatives to say, but it's going to be a fun show. So let's bring Justin in. He just waved. Hey, Justin. Bam. We are Justin Sylvester. Go. Hey.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you, man? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I'm a mess.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, I
the internet.
can hear you.
The internet has been on a whole other sabotage level in quarantine, Justin. For real.
Oh no, it's all kinds of crazy, especially on IG Live. It's all kinds of nuts.
All kinds of nuts. Hey, man. Thank you so much for being here on the show. Welcome, Jason Unleashed. I'm so glad to have you here.
Yes, of course, of course. What's happening?
You know, hanging out. How are you doing?
Oh my God, just trying to keep my life together and not implode with everything going on right now. But you know how it goes. You know how
I
this
feel that.
quarantine is.
I feel that. I was stalking your Instagram like I normally do daily. And Justin, you have got the body right. You have kept the body together. It's hard. It's a struggle.
That is smoke and mirrors, girl. That is it's smoke and mirrors. Like that's all angles and lighting. Nope, not happening. The only thing I'm trying to keep together is this bill pay, this automatic bill pay. That's all I'm trying to keep together right now.
Automatic bill pay. I feel that, man. Well, again, congratulations on everything. What's so incredible about, of course, we love you on Daily Pop. We watch daily. I watch daily. And what is so awesome is just the space you guys have to really talk about things that are happening beyond entertainment and the way it's been so intersectional now as of late. But before we get into the show, let's take it back to you coming into entertainment, because what people don't know is that, yeah, Lady Sitter, but you were a producer as well.
Yeah, I was a producer. I was a producer on Rich Kids of Beverly Hills and on EJNYC, and that was kind of sort of like my side hustle and my way to figure out that I didn't want to just be behind the camera, that I wanted to be in front of the camera as well. But I was happy being behind the camera. I loved it. I loved it a lot.
Yeah. But so you mean making that transition from being a producer to deciding that, hey, I want to embark on a career as an on-camera personality, as a journalist, as a host. I mean, your interview with Oprah, which is probably one of the best moments of any Oprah experience, because a day before your 30th birthday, her pretty much blessing you and saying, you got this, and then getting Daily Pop the next day, that experience.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. I actually got Oprah. It's insane. I got Oprah. I actually got Oprah a year after I started Daily Pop. Sorry, no, I take that back. I got Oprah while Daily Pop was still being tested.
Right.
That's how I got Oprah. And it was crazy because we had just started Daily Pop. I had just turned 30 that year. I was turning 30 that day that we started Daily Pop, and I got Oprah the next day. So it was just, it's like all just like it was nuts. It was like nuts that like Queen O anointed me on my second day of being on camera.
And if you, Justin, watching that interview back, it's so, because she had, the woman behind her was like pulling her away, like, okay, Oprah, we got to go, right? You know, the publicist is always keep it pushing. But yet she came back to talk to you, and just the connection you had, I think speaks to the connection you have with audiences every single day. When you are filming Daily Pop and you're in that seat, there are times where you have to be very real, where you have to reveal. Sure. Is there days where you're like, not so much scared, but you feel like, am I giving too much of myself, or do you want to give more?
You know, I never ever had the fear of giving too much, because I came into the situation knowing that I was never going to be as good as Jason Kennedy or as good as Kat Sadler or ever as good as, Maria Menounos or Giuliana Rancic or Will Marfuji, we're never going to be as good as those people. They have been in the game for so long. They had been in the game, and they were so strong at what they did that I always knew it would never be as good as them. But I knew that my story was different. So I always said that I was going to lead with my story and lead with my authenticity because I didn't have the years of training and the years of experience that they had. You know what I mean? Because they trumped me on all ends in that spectrum. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go into this thing. I'm not going to try to beat them at their own game because they're so goddamn good. That I just got to play my own game. And my own game was always being real and not being afraid to say what most people are afraid to say on air.
Or what the audience is thinking, to tell you the truth.
100%. I always think about things like that. Like, I'm not here, to read the news to you. And I'm also not here to like present something and make it look gritty. And I'm here to make you think about what we're talking about and make you connect with it. And the only way I know how to do that is by connecting myself to a story.
Right. Well, just in your defense, it's not about being as good as Giuliana, as a Jason, as a Kat, as a Will Marfuji, because I think, especially now, they're incredible. They're incredible journalists, incredible on-camera talents, but everyone brings their own mutant power to the table, if you will. You know what I mean? But we're also in a time where though where people want not so much every day, but they want to be able to see themselves in you. I mean, it's for now more than ever, you being a Black gay man on television with thousands of followers that love you, that watch you every day. What are some of the conversations you're having with them about what's happening outside our front door in regards to Black Lives Matter and racial injustice and LGBTQ plus rights and our experiences?
That I'm having with the fans or with my own coworkers?
Fans, your fans.
Oh, honestly, like my whole thing is I want to get people comfortable enough to want to have those conversations or want to have, those hard discussions within their own family and friend circles. And I think the first thing to doing that is kind of I took it back to when I was coming out as gay and, trying to explain it to close friends and family members, that don't be afraid to ask those questions. Don't be afraid to start those discussions. And I think sometimes when I see people and they get defensive, it's because they don't have the tools to make it to the march, or they don't have the tools to make it to that hard discussion because it's level 4. So let me give you an intro to level 1, 2, and 3 and tell you how you can start to help, how you can try to open dialogue. So I love Nina Parker. Nina Parker has given everybody a master's class on Black Lives Matter and what they should and shouldn't be doing. And I think for people to get to her level, they just need to pass through mine, and mine's a little bit softer and a little bit more accommodating. But, everyone needs that entry-level course. I feel like I'm just the entry-level course. Just the SIP is an entry-level course on what is going on in the world right now, and not just in Black Lives Matters, in Black Trans Lives Matter as well, like Absolutely. In all those things. So that's how I feel like what my purpose is. My purpose is just to be the popping off point.
Yeah, well, you definitely are a conduit for that. And you mentioned Just the Sip, which is an extension of this Justin Sylvester brand that I think is so awesome. And let me retire the word awesome with you. I think I'm elated. I'm elated that you have this because you are being extracted from the table with your co-host and really put into this intimate setting, having some really cool nuanced conversations with stars from all walks of life, from reality, from music, from sports.
Yeah.
And the genesis of Just a Sip, was it just like, hey, E, I want to do this show. I have these connections. You're going to let me do it. Or how did that come about? Because that itself is a gem.
It was funny. Two things kind of happened. One, I would be on Daily Pop for a year at this point, and I would notice that people wanted to talk about things because publicists always say, don't ask about this, and this. And then you get in an interview and you're like, hey, girl, they're like, oh, this, and that. Exactly what my publicist told me not to talk about.
Exactly.
And I always felt like people wanted to talk about those things, but they knew that if they had to promote a TV show, promote a new record, and give you their personal business in 5 minutes, that something was going to get cut out.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to create a safe space where people could honestly just come and talk about things and not have it chopped up or not have it turned into clickbait. And that was basically what Just a Sip was. It was two girlfriends having drinks, talking about shit that they were afraid to talk about in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And and it all happened because honestly, I just wanted people to like feel like, because every time a celebrity would come on, I'd be like, "Girl, I'm gonna call you because you had a lot more to say," and they would be
Right.
like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, we did." So that's just what it was about. It's just about having those full on conversations because people want to tell you shit. They just know that if you have a limited amount of time, you're gonna take
Right.
what you need and leave the rest of it on the floor.
Yeah, it's a hyper edit. It's a super fast hyper edit, especially with celebrities. And I feel you on Publicist. It's all the Publicist is always the gatekeeper that ruins the party. They're the police that show up to the party sometimes. You're like, girl, chill. We got this. We're
Chill.
professionals. Chill.
But I
But
know what it is, and I
right.
understand. Like as a publicist, I think what's going through your head is, hey, we've been down this road before, and I just don't want to have to clean up this mess again.
Hmm.
Or let me go ahead and just like not make this a thing for myself to have to do extra
Right.
work. So I get it's being proactive, but I'm always like, listen, I'm gonna put a crack in the door. If you want to blow the bitch up,
Do it.
you want to walk through this motherfucker, let's just do this.
I feel that, man. That's great. The crack. I'm gonna open the crack. You can move right through it,
I
and the rest is
swear.
on you. I
I
know. I know.
know.
I
That's how I
seriously.
feel.
Justin, from everything you've done, from coming Bow Bridge, Louisiana, which shout out to Louisiana, Bow Bridge, Crawfish Festival. It's my family's from Louisiana as well. You to see the how where you've come, everything you've done from Beverly Hills Nannies to producing Broken Record and all these cool things that you have. Do do you wake up some days and be like, this is my life? Like,
You know what? No, because I don't want to ever have to stop and think about it. Like I never
why?
want to like because when you start to think about it, that means you're dwelling on the past.
Okay.
Like you're like, oh my God. Like the first day I went live on Daily Pop, I act the same way that I act day 300 and 900, and sorry, not day 945. I say the same prayer every morning. I say the same thank you, Jesus, for this day. Thank you for
Okay.
waking me up, and thank you for giving me this show. It's been that way. I think the minute that you stop and think about, oh my God, this is look at what my life is, two things happen to you. One, you start looking at the past and you start dwelling on the past. And the second thing is you start getting comfortable with,
Yeah.
oh, this is where I am and I'm good now. But I'm 32 years old and I shouldn't be that Gucci at this point. I should want more. So I mean, yeah, I'm thankful for where I am and I'm so happy. But I never have that, oh my God, I cannot believe like I really live here and like I'm really doing this. Like the only time I really honestly have that moment is when Kyle Richards ever comes into the studio and we both are like, can you believe you're doing this? That is kind of sort of the only times I actually have those moments is when she is
Yeah.
in the studio and we're both like, can you fucking believe this? You know?
So like is there like a text chain with all of you guys where you guys go back and forth about like just the day, or what does a normal day on set look like? Because people, we watch Nightly Pop, we watch Just a Sip, we watch we watch the Rundown, we watch everything that E puts out, and the questions that people have is like, it must be the funnest time with all the E talent because one, it's super diverse, hyper diverse, which is incredible in 2020. Good job, MC Universal, for getting that on point because it's so wonderful to see that too. Just the personalities, you guys are all so different. No, there isn't a cookie cutter in the bunch. It's like you have Krissa, you have Justin, you have Aaron, you have Will, Courtney. It's like so many. It's like a bag of Skittles. You don't know what flavor is going to pop out. What's a day like on set for you guys?
Look, it's not that fun.
It's not.
No, oh my God.
Roxy
No.
says, "Hey,
Love you, Roxy. I love fucking Roxy.
same."
You know, it's not as glamourati as people think it is. The hair and makeup situation is phenomenal, but you know, Daily Pop is very early. I have to be at work at 6:15 every morning,
Ooh, oh,
and
poor baby.
I'm a very social person. I'm a very social person. Gearing up to go on the show is fun. Sitting in the hair and makeup chair, talking to everybody, conversing is fun. But what people don't realize is that you're doing 42 minutes of live television, and
And live is hard.
live is hard. Live TV is very hard. You
Hmm.
don't have the luxury of editing yourself or going back and do another take because you used the wrong pronoun or you used the wrong word or you used an out-of-date adjective or you said something that might be perceived as, offensive. So it's a real grind because it's 42 minutes long. And the best part about the show is also the worst part of the show. The audience will tell you in 2 seconds. They will tweet at
Right.
you and say, I cannot believe that you just said that. Or I can't believe that, you feel this way. So it's very much so a grind to protect yourself, to entertain people, but also to be true to yourself for 42 minutes, 5 days a week. It's a lot.
Right. It is a
Um,
lot.
it's a whole lot. And what I love about the show is that we all go through stuff as well. Like Carissa has 2 kids. You know, Morgan is newly engaged,
Yeah.
and running a clothing line, and she's super busy. And my black ass is just trying to be social and trying to do my damn thing. And we all have our days because we're all humans. But it's so nice that we don't have to hide that on this show. We don't have to go and fake a smile and say, "Welcome to Daily Pop." Like, we can honestly be like, yo, I'm having a rough day. Like, this is not
Yeah.
my day, and this is what has caused this. So I'm blessed that I have a career where I can just be honest, and no one's gonna say, oh shit, like, oh, you really gonna say that on TV? Like, no, I'm having a bad day.
Right. But Justin, I mean, I think at your core, you are unapologetically yourself. But as a human being, sometimes we're afraid of being vulnerable. We're afraid of revealing, which you haven't been. But what do you say to the fans that come at you? Because now we know cancel culture is real, which I do not agree with. And everyone has thousands of people in their pocket waiting, seething
Yeah,
to come at you when you are in discord with any kind of belief they have. What do you say to those people when they do come for you?
I love it. I love it. I always say, if you come for me in the right way, I'm gonna respect that because that's your opinion. The
Hmm.
people who come at me and curse at me and say cancel him or X, Y, and Z, that I don't really mess with. And you know, but if you have a creative curse word, some people curse me out sometimes, and the curse words are so creative that
Right.
I'm impressed by them. I'm like, oh wow, I've never heard that one before. Like, to me, I like that. But I'm on this show, and if I was on a show that never got a reaction, like if you never in your life disagreed with me or had someone disagree with you on this show, then you're not saying something right. You're just
Right.
saying what everyone already knows. So that means you're
Hmm.
repeating facts. No
Right.
one wants that. I truly love a reaction from our audience. Like, if somebody says, I disagree with you, put the tweet in the monitor. Let's talk about it. If the point is made in the right way, I'm cool to talk about it. I sometimes try to call fans. I'm like, let's call people because they might have a different opinion. Like, you
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they might
Yeah.
have something to say. I'm trying to get that implemented into the show.
Got it. And I mean that's I think where television's going is that connection with the fans because the camera doesn't lie, the ears don't lie either. If there's something that's going to pique their interest, why not engage them?
100.
It sounds as though, I mean, you said you're 32 years old, and when I asked, about you reflecting on your career, you're like, I don't have time to do that. I'm still building. There's more that I can't get
Yeah.
comfortable. What does the Justin Sylvester empire look like? What's next for you? Where would you like to go?
I've never had a model for it. And I've only taken the roads that were kind of sort of presented to me. Like, I've never in my life, I knew I wanted to host a talk show and I knew I wanted to be on daytime TV. I just never knew it would look like this, but I didn't take the traditional road. I didn't do the
Sure.
natural thing. So for me, a path is not really my jam. Like, carving a path is not my jam. I'm just going to follow the footsteps that come to me and in front of me. So for me, I just want to always learn and I want to be challenged at different points in my life. So at some
Yeah.
point, I'm ready for the next challenge and the next challenge. And if I put this roadmap together and it doesn't work out for me in the way that I've drawn it up,
Yeah.
I'm only going to, freak myself out. I'm only going to be
Right.
the one that's going to stifle myself. So I never like to really put things in my way. I like to seeing them as they come, decide if they're for me, and decide if I want to take that journey. That's kind of sort of how I look at life because I never ever had a plan.
But Justin, in that, what you just said takes an incredible, an immense amount of courage to, that's a surrender, brother. That's you allowing things to happen. And you said that, you didn't come into this industry and you're not doing what you're doing the traditional way. And I think there's something beautiful about that. Because like myself, we audition, we go to classes, we create this myopic view of how to get to this goal of being whatever. And when it doesn't happen, we are destroyed. Our libido's gone. So many things happen so I think that, but by you being the age you are and having that wherewithal, you're ahead of the game, man. Because a lot of people
I'm
can,
not.
no,
I'm not ahead of shit. I am still deep in the whole moment of it, but I just never had I never in my life had like when I took the job with Kyle, it was literally a surprise, And then when I turned that into, okay, I'm going to produce reality TV because I've seen what it's like to be on the front of a camera. It's not for me in the reality space. So when the opportunity came up, to produce, EJNYC and Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, I took it because I thought I would learn something new. I got paid less money than I was making, lady sitting, but I was like, I'm going to learn a new skill. I'm going to learn this from the ground up. And that led me to the audition at E! So if I wouldn't have taken the pay cut and I wouldn't have taken the road to surrender into, the producing, I would have never gotten the audition that would have got me on E! I probably would have ended up there later on in life.
sure.
But I did it the unconventional way because I could have stuck with Kyle and been on season 10 of Real Housewives, been on the show. I could have did that whole route, but this was kind of sort of like not putting a plan in place and not having that what's your path look like.
Right.
That takes away some of the spontaneity and some of the, all right, this is meant for me to go this way, because we start trying to control our own lives and destinies.
For sure.
And sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes they give me a card, for you guys who don't know, when we do interviews like this, they give you a card and there's 30 questions on the card.
Sure.
10, 20, 30. I am not a card person. I will take a card and put some keywords on there if you really need something. But I prefer to let the conversation go where it needs to go.
Yeah. And that's
how I've always been.
And that's the greats do that. Oprah does that. Anyone who's present in their subject does that. Wow. Oh, I mean, I know you're a busy guy today.
Oh, no.
When people, when they look at someone on television, Justin, they have an idea. And also, by the way, everyone's celebrating you in the comments. Hi, guys. Hey. People have an idea, or they think they know you. They think that they have an idea of who you are. They have your card pulled. What's the biggest misconception people have about you that you have to debunk constantly?
Well, it's so funny because I feel like people, whenever you're on TV and you are on and you have to be popping, people just expect you to be that person 24/7. And I think what happens is, especially in the dating world, I'm a gay man, so in the dating world, people expect you to be TV Justin Sylvester. And I'm like, it's funny because if you sat around with your two friends and got to gossip all day and someone recorded it, it's just a fraction of who you are. That's me gossiping with two of my girlfriends while we're having coffee or having champagne. That's just how I act. So when I have different sides or people see that I'm multifaceted, they just automatically think, oh wow, I had no idea that this is you. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm multifaceted. I'm a real person. I'm not just a one note kind of dude.
Yeah. I feel that being on Drag Race, people think I'm always walking around in my underwear, just ready to be, and it's no, but people need to do their homework and realize that there are layers to mofos, deep, multiple layers. Dating, are you dating?
People don't get it. No, I'm actually not dating. I'm cool with not dating. I love being single. I'm so happy that I didn't get into a quarantine-based situation because I would be, in jail right now because I like my alone time. I'm an extrovert and I'm the most extroverted introvert ever. I love being alone. I love being alone.
Yeah. Total Scorpio. Total Scorpio.
100%. And I don't know, I've been single for a minute and these dudes out here are trash.
These hoes ain't loyal?
It's a bunch of
The
garbage
shade.
cans. There's a bunch of garbage cans out
Wow.
here just
Wow.
posing as men. Like, no, I'm not trying to settle or be in 13 relationships in 3 years. And no, I'm not that kind of guy. Like, I'd rather just hang back and wait.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like everything that you've manifested, you allow things have come to you, and I feel like the right person will arrive at the right time. Just
Yep.
before I let you go, oh, we know. Before I let you go, though, I always ask my guests a definitive a question to help the audience get a better sense of who they are. Because as I said, people think they know you when they don't. If someone came to Justin Sylvester and said, Justin, who are you? What would you tell them? Who are you as a man? What do you
Oh.
stand for in 2020? What would you tell them?
First of all, if people can tell you who they are at 32, they're lying to you. Because I'm telling you, I've changed from 21 to 26. I thought I knew who I was at 26. And then I changed from 26 to 30, thought I knew who I was at 30. And now at 32, I'm like finding out that I'm a whole different person. Who I am as a person is I'm a kind-hearted person who respects everyone's opinions, even though they don't align with mine. But at the end of the day, I'm a creature who's been evolving this whole time and who is going to continue to evolve. So if you ask me today who I am, it's not going to be the same answer in a month, because I'm just always figuring myself out. I'm always finding out new things about my own shit. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
so it's just interesting. Like as a person, I run and I've always run on karma and the universe, and that bitch watches every single thing. So I try to be
yeah.
kind, and I know, and I'm gonna debunk something. I'm gonna debunk
Exclusive.
something that we have been talking about for a very long time. When people say, "Oh, celebrities only did this because a camera was watching," or "Oh, a celebrity only, donated X, Y, and Z because she knew there was going to be coverage," I feel like everyone in their lives does something to be rewarded, whether
Hmm.
it's by other people, by a magazine, or by the universe. I do things in my life that are nice for other people because I want to be rewarded by the universe. I want good
Yeah,
karma.
yeah,
And that's how I've always lived my life. I've always lived my life with do unto others because a bitch is watching you. Like,
right.
that's just who I am. So that's what I live by. That's who I am as a person. I try my hardest to support other people as much as possible. Um, and I really go out of my way to make other people feel good about themselves because I remember what it felt like when people went out of their way to make me feel good about myself. So,
Right. I think that comes also from your the southern upbringing you have. That's huge. You say good morning, you treat people with kindness, and
yeah,
yeah, the universe is always watching. Karma is a bitch, and sometimes it's a real bitch to be
honey.
on the receiving end of
Oh,
karma.
she's
A
hit me a
real
few
bitch.
times. She's hit me a few times in my life. She's hit me a few times, and I'm happy I learned those lessons
Yeah.
when I was younger. Um, I'm happy that I learned that in my teenage years because I was not a well-rounded person. I didn't have appreciation for things and for people, and again, I'm just so happy that I learned that shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with champagne kisses, what was the question? I can't find
Let's
it.
see. I got it right here. Let's do a Q&A real quick. The
Oh
question is,
shit.
ba-da-da-da-da, when will Justin guest host on Nightly Pop? Yeah, Justin, when are we going to see you there
Oh,
with
I don't
Hunter and Nina?
I don't think we're ever gonna do it. I swear. I don't think we're ever gonna do it. Nightly Pop is such a well-oiled machine and they have such a devoted fan base that I think if I crossed over, they'd be like, wait, what the hell is going on? And Nina or Hunter never miss work. So literally, it's gonna be
Right, true,
never.
true. Yeah, true, true.
It's never gonna be ever.
Yeah, well, look, one could hope, Justin. You're writing this story of your life, and it's beautiful, and we can't wait to see what the next chapters are. I know you got to get out of here. So,
You.
brother, absolutely. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for your time. Guys, Daily Pop airs daily, yes, 12:30 p.m. on E. Do not miss it. It's good fun. And Justin, all the best, man.
Thank you so much. This is so much fun.
We do what we can. We do what we can.
This is Bob. This is Bob. I love it. You guys,
Bye,
thank you
brother.
for
Be well.
having me.
See ya.